I'm running a scalping system here. I'm only armed with a market order with a 3-pip stop to make 8 pips. So the contest here is there's only $9.75 in the account. I just got stopped out. Okay, so you're waiting for a setup. It's the 1-minute chart. You could scale in. I'm going to buy at the market here. I'm going to buy at the market here, and I'm going to wait to buy at the market if they take this down. Earlier, I nailed it right here. So if you're a sniper, this is the sniper desk. Now the contest here is, can you take a demo that only has $9 in? I'm sure anybody that's why you have to run about 20 demos. Okay, this is if you're really deep in, right? You just deep state trading. You really all about, and you really are a sniper. This is the 1 minute with just a volatility cloud. So you're just going to babysit this. Your signal, like here, you would have had a limit, but since you're stuck with market only and you're babysitting, you're really kind of testing your sniper skills here. Now this looks like they could take it down again. As soon as I take it to here, I have to have my finger on the trigger. I have to have that screen highlighted, and I have to nail it. Now here's the tick chart on just the euro here. So I'm buying these two guys. Now I'm in. I basically only have. I'm risking half the account, 50% of the account right now. So it's basically everything. 3 majors against the yen. I don't have Swiss yen, but we don't want to overdo it. Now, you can see if you had a chart from a euro to the pound running on the other side of you and you're watching the way that that's behaving structurally, then you'd see what's going on. You'd see that the pound is probably going to get hammered against the yen. Who's the best? Okay, I see a setup here. So I'm waiting here to buy before they break out that bar. But I'm already in, so I can't pull the trigger, right? Okay, I'm going to pull the trigger. So I don't think if I have enough margin left to even do that trade. I should have this set to hotkeys. Yeah, so that, okay, see, now my stop is 3 pips. So do I buy another one? Okay, let's scale in. So my equity's at $8. We have to keep the equity up because we need to pay the rent. So we always got to, and so if you're scalping, now this is only in the morning. Right now it is, and news is coming out at the bottom of the hour. So the bottom of the hour is this, there's 10 bars on the 1 minute chart that start 25 after to 35 after the hour. So this is the crazy zone. And there was a double bottom here that if you, right at the 10-yard line, you could have just hit the button there. See, top becomes a double bottom on the 1 minute, and you can just nail it. Get your finger on the trigger. Now here I'm going to buy, if it comes down to here, I'll buy, or I could have a limit there. Let's see, they're going lower here now. So I'm going to buy this one. This is the best thing, the best buy out of all 3 at every minute that's going by. So I said I would buy down here, so I'm going to buy down here. 3 pips stop. I'll buy another one here. This one I'm already long. The euro to the yen is a pretty stable pair. Well, I mean, it's actually moving more pips. Now, on the 1 minute chart, I'm letting the market frame the scale for me. So this is quite a bit of pips over here. That's 30 pips. This is only 20. This is 25 pips of true range. So this, you got to be a sniper. This is a 3. So you're practicing sniping here, so to speak. Okay, this is the, ran out of margin now, but so now I got to win. Now I've got to win. I've got to be a winner now. So have they pulled back? Have they trapped people up here? Now you can just do visual crude analysis. Have they trapped anybody up here that traded a breakout on their 5 minute charts, right? Have they been trapped? I say yes. Is there a top bottom that we could buy on the 1 minute chart beneath here? There's a triple top, becomes a bottom. You nail it, or you've got a limit sitting right here. That's how you trade a 1 minute chart. It's a lot of work. But if you're sitting here and you got a hotkey, you just go boom, boom, boom. Now I'm going to chase this one. I'm going to buy that one to try to save the account. This is not the best trade in the world down here, but this is buying new lows with a very tight stop, only to make money to the round handle here. Just magically, all I did was write the script to do that one thing. It doesn't have to. You see, it doesn't have to do that thing though, right? Okay, I'm looking for a burst here. Here comes the news in we have 1 minute till news. Now look at this 1 minute chart, 1 minute till news, right? Now I can close all profits. I don't have a close all profit keep. I'd have to see, they stopped me out of this guy. So it's a good thing I bought this one. Now total insanity. Here comes the news, right? The news has come out. Now what happens, right? Volatility. So my 3 pip stop is ridiculous, right? I could buy this one. I could buy this one. Okay, that's all I got. And then I could buy another one of these. So if this is the breakout pullback, see, they trapped these people on the breakout. They're coming back. They're torturing anybody that bought a breakout of this. So structurally speaking, anytime you're buying this breakout of this wick for confirmation, you have to know that you have to endure this giant pullback. So this was we're hanging in this trade, right? This is a good trade for a scalp. This one, we're waiting to get. I can't see my. I didn't turn the colors on for the stop, but the word stop's hidden under here. Here's my entry. So this one I'm above water. Now I could take all profits. I don't have a take all profits per symbol, but if I didn't think we were going to make it to that, I could hit it, you know. Okay, so now this has to go up here. I'm going to buy another one here, and I'm going to buy another one here. Now I'm back in $6. So the contest here is to make $20. So you would make 100% on the account. Or if I could take the account from $5 to $100, right? That would be some trading, right? You could do it, but you'd have to sit here and just keep on saying, I'm going to push the button here. I'm going to push the button there. Trading at the market. Here's a good entry, right? Coming down into, but I'm already in. See, I'm already in. I can't add. And this is where you would just have to realize your margin levels are going to be critical to your success because you don't want to overload it. Now, this looks like a good buy, but I'm already in. Anytime you say, well, I'm already in, so what am I doing? It's like, you know, I'm waiting for the entry that I have to play out. I bought a big smash down when the news came out. I bought a big smash down here on the dollar yen. I'm still waiting for another smash down on that British pound. Now British pound's stabilizing. I'm up on that trade. The true range has just quieted down a little bit. The news just came out, so then we have another 3 minutes to sweat it out here. Okay, they're breaking out on the 1 minute in the dollar yen. So people are interested in this pivot here. Go figure, right? So you could have had a pending here for a really tight stop. It's a 1 minute chart. It's a trade of bounce, right? Okay, now they're about to stop me out. If they stop me out and free up margin, I'm going to buy another one of these guys. And I'll buy another one. I'll get back in there. So I'm maxed out. I'm down 50% on the account. And waiting for this to go up or stop me out. Same thing here. I'm by here now. I missed my sell up here. This is the trap. I have a sell key set up. So as soon as it poked in there, 1 minute poke into that, you would sell on that with sell at the market, right? And that's just how that would go, I think. But what do I know? You know, I'm just saying that with three pip stop, you can afford to be wrong a lot of times. You can just sit there and just practice your sniperness. Here, you know, this line here, you could have had a pending here and be out of that trade with a 3 pip winner. Say you wrote a script that has, now I'm talking in the world of scalping with limits. You have a pending sitting here that's like $1 million position, right? And it's got to stop here because, you know, that's what you're going to make a whole 30 cents. You want to make like $3,000, right? So you'd put $1 million bank in here. Maybe it's a standard lot on every drop. And you buy this area here, right, on the 1 minute chart. And you're like, holy shit, right? You're like, that was a good trade. I mean, you got to stop down there. Your target is, you're already out. Your target's going to be up here. And you can just hit the take all profits key, right? If this is your target, is the previous bottom, and this is structurally, 1 minute, closing prices on top of just bars and like a volatility cloud of 3-period simple moving average. But you still have to wait for these trades to play out. Now, I'm not really making a bunch of money in the account, but I'll say this looks like a buy if it comes back and stops us out. But that'd be if I had enough margin from this being a winner. So that if you're trading 3 currencies like this, it's very difficult because the one in the middle has to win for the free up margin for you to go here and do this trade. Now, this little stop hunt down here, this is a fake breakout on the 1 minute trap. You'd have to just buy at the market. Boom. So that's what scalping's, and you can scalp in the morning when the news comes out. You could be on the 1 minute chart, and if you've got the buttons set, okay, so I just freed up margin. So I'm going to buy some more of this guy. If I think the yen is going to go down for the next 10 minutes, then this was a pullback for just another burst. Like I'm talking about being in the market for like 30 minutes, right? You're in 30 minutes and you made $3,000 or whatever, $30 for this account. It has to make like $20 for you to go from $9, $20. And I'd say, oh, it's a good day, right? Double the account. So now this has to play out. And of course, time's ticking and London's going to close and all that. So everybody's going to kind of maybe unwind their positions, short squeeze or whatever have you. And the stock market came down into that weekly support. So it's right. It bounced off like if you had put a cluster of orders on the closing prices, but actually from the wick all the way to the close, that whole supply and demand wick zone. You would have cleaned up. I mean, you would have cleaned up on the scalp bounces, but I don't think it's done tanking now. See, this would have been the one I would have bought if I had margin available. But so I don't want to blow up the account. I got to get out of the woods on. I don't know if this one cashed out. I guess this one took profits. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention there, but if that one took profits being 8, maybe I'll buy another one here because this is like a mini pullback. So here's a little mini pullback. Now we're sitting flirting with this right here at this huge pivot right now. We're just sitting here and the top of the hour is coming. So who's in control? Well, this one definitely the bears, right? But the counter trend trade here is 10 pips, and the script is set to 8 pip winner, 3 pip stop, I think. So all I did was take this. So I can just post this these 2 scripts here. I mean, you could write your own script, but 1K, 3 pip stop. It says 30, but that's because it's a 5 decimal broker, and then your take profit. And it's just that's what I'm running because it's just simple to keep track of. Can you scalp? Okay, I'll buy another one market here. Okay, I used up all my margin. So I'm all in on this pullback here, and I have a very tight stop right here, in case I'm wrong. So we're sitting right at this level of the. This has to hold right here, or you're in a heap of trouble here on this time frame. This is your critical stop level that you would have set. Would have to be here if you're really in big, right? But maybe that's a buy limit. So if this is a buy limit because you have like buy limit packs that start here, right? On all these wicks, you'd have like, these are the 3 major supports, right? Okay, now we have to engulf. Okay, we just broke out in the 1 minutes. Now this is a big mover. This thing, if this thing goes up, you can kind of figure these guys are going to follow along too. So you can get a little bit of intel from the other. If it's all against the yen like this, and you're scalping, and you're like, okay, which is the best thing? You could just take it down, get rid of the dollar because you're going to get more sync with the European. You're going to get more like a transverse move with the pound against the euro yen. If you take out the dollar yen, of course, the dollar yen is like your consider a tripod around the planet. You've got the triangulation of all these countries, then that's going to be the that's going to be you got like a tripod view to some degree. I guess if you put the you'd have to put the euro to the dollar there to get like a true thing. But here you have like a Europe versus U.S. Japan. But the pound moves bigger. You'd have to have a different hotkey to scalp the pound, maybe. Maybe a 12 pip stop on that. At least you'd have some kind of calibration there. If you're really going to do this idea, because you're really relying on the market proving you right and letting that stop. Now it looks like a buy here on the pound. So mini pullback there into the cloud on the 1 minute cloud there, and it's just like, okay, goodbye. It's a buy. What are you going to do? Hit the button. You're sitting here. Dollar yen looks the strongest right now. Dollar yen can take out that high and just see what reaction we get when we go for after that high up there. That's going to be the big determiner, especially as the top of the hour starts to come in. And here comes the 5 minute trader. Here comes the 10 minute traders. Their charts are bullish. Okay, so big strong move estimated here on the. Okay, so people are selling there. So I could sell there, and I could hedge that, right? Okay, now I'm right where I started with the account. So I hedged that. And this one, I almost want to buy more, but I hate to chase it, but oh well, I'll just buy another one. I think as soon as they flip 140, I think it's going to be off to the races there. So the thing is you could have hand placed a grid bank here and actually scalped this instead of market order scalping it. You could do that. So what I did is I took key number C1 and I took key number A1. So I took C1 and A1 and I made the market orders and I set the hotkeys to be Control 1 for the C1 and Alt 1 for the sell. And that's how I'm just to practice scalping. Okay, this looks like a buy. Like that's the pullback that's the breakout pullback. It's like almost as you get closer to the borderline here. After you've range traded like this, and then there's the final capitulation, we go into the void either above or below. We've certainly been to the void below. So this is the retracement structures that start to, just the people that are scalping the 1 minute chart see their trade, right? They know their trade. When it comes down here and stops this guy out, I'm buying here, and then I'm going to get out here, and maybe I'm buying pullback, and then I'm out. Maybe the guy that range traded that, he's out. But it's okay to look at this, to have this running if you're trading any of these currencies. I could just scalp this thing. I know the big picture, but why can't I just scalp it? Because I need the money. Right? I need to make some money. If I'm going to sit here and bother to even look at this shit, can't I just have a trade plan for that? So I think I'm already out of some of this stuff. So maybe I'm done for the day here because I just got this one pending. And since my key is set to a strict ratio, I'd have to wait for this thing to flick back into this top for me to buy that. So this one, that's why you'd have a pending. You could walk away. You could put a 15-minute pending drop in there. So they said in the other video that you could have a pending drop sitting here or a bank. Okay, see, I wait for this to pull back a little bit and try to catch another. Okay, I maybe get a double bottom here. On dollar yen, I could maybe add, because they might even stop me out of that one ticket. This thing's just, they've tipped. Yeah, it's like, you know what? You have to buy this now. You have to buy the only thing that's on sale, because it looks to me like as soon as we break, we just trapped people here. So the sellers came in right at this point here. I think everybody's aware of that situation, right? They trap them. Now I have my finger on the trigger waiting to buy. I'm already long. So without forcing a trade, though, you don't want to shoot you don't want to waste bullets shooting at things that aren't there, Okay, so this is setting up. We've had the breakout, pullback. Okay, I'll buy another one there. It's a little lower risk actually to trade the dollar yen. It's the lowest. So if you're looking at the true range on another chart and you have that, you know what the ATR is per. If you have a 1 minute chart and you're running ATR of 14, right? Then you got 14-minute ATR. You got like a 15-minute bar, or you're just looking at that bar and just going, look at the size of that bar, Jesus. Okay, so this looks like this is a triangle forming here. This is a pullback. I'll buy one here. And this is pulling back deeper, but they might stop me out because it's so volatile. I'm running such a tight stop, it's kind of ridiculous. I think they just stopped me out of this dollar yen. Okay, that's the 1 minute stop hunt. Came back to here. We could still come all the way back to here, though. Okay, here's the better buy, right there. So I'm just going to buy all three. For the scalp there, because they spike down like that, I just jump in when I see it spike down. It's all, see, but the sellers came in up there, and I think I had that one sell. I don't know if it played out. I did do that one sell up there. See, this is the sell you missed if you weren't babysitting. Now, this is, it's another buy again. It's another buy. Okay, so I'm kind of like back where I started. Very difficult to scalp three pairs like this. But it's for demonstrate. See, now demonstrating this stop is maybe too tight, and maybe I'm over trading it because the stop's so tight. I know I can trade it more. So the balance between the trigger pull. Now this one I'd have to wait for them to take it all the way back to here. I think it'd be too late if you had an alarm go off. By the time you get to your platform, you kind of just have to sit here and watch this thing happen. They just stop hunted that 1 minute thing there. So this is a huge pivot, and I'm going to buy another one there. Now, if I don't look at the equity and I just look at the chart and I just know how many times I hit that button, I'm risking 40 cents a trigger pull here. I just don't know how that's not like low risk. 40 cents. You should be able to make 40 cents, right? Trading. So I'm trying to make 80 cents, risking 40 cents. Trying to make actually 70 cents if I put the spread in there. The spread just went to zero here on this copy. So it just went to zero for a nanosecond there. That's a tight spread. So when the spread goes to zero, it'd be great to have a robot that gets in when the spread goes to zero. See, now it's a breakout of this 1 minute, and this is kind of the final conclusion. The top of the hour is coming. Is this the pullback? Are we loading the spring for a gust up, or is this the beginning of a new downtrend? Anytime it moves really fast, to me, it's a chance to get in on either side. If it moves really quickly, it seems to be an impulsive move that is momentary, and it's a time to scalp and go the other way. Now, right here, you could have had the sell limit up there, and you'd be out of that trade right now if you had an 8-pip exit. And maybe it was a standard lot, so you made $80. You could place pendings like that. Especially with this broker giving you, well, at worst case, 1.5 pip spread on the guppy. When it goes to zero, though, that's kind of, if you're sitting here watching it, that's interesting. For a currency that has such a, see, now it's a breakout then. Apparently that was a breakout. It was a breakout trade to the downside. So the spread got so tight, and everything got so tight there, and now we're breaking down. Huge breakdown. The next buy level is going to be down here, though. So you'd have a pending here, or you're going to wait and pull the trigger. So I'm going to wait and pull the trigger because I don't have a pending there. Okay, so they just stopped hunted. That was a very fast move down, and I buy that. My stop's just very tight. 3 pips. Okay, this looks like a buy in the middle. And this looks like a buy. So I guess I maxed out my margin again. So if you pull the button every, so you just have to figure, well, how many button pulls per hour would you do? How many dollars an hour you'd be looking to make or risk? It's like how coffee shop people come in, people go out. at the end of the day, you're up, right? So the end of the day, what is your total grand tally for the end of the day? That's your number. You have to figure that is your number for what you grossed at the end of the day. So buying these two. I bought buying this one and buying this one. This guy's gonna go stop me out because I just don't have. I can't just build a position here with that kind of stop. Maybe they won't. No, very close to stop me out. Amazingly, didn't stop me out. Okay, 10 minutes before the top of the hour, and we're still pulling back into the range. So the range traders, they've just been making money this whole time on the 1 minute chart without regard to what the big picture is. What is the big move coming? I guess I'm out of usable. So I just have to suffer through this range trading thing. Plus, if you were buying and selling in one currency, right, and you had a scalp ticket with a 3 pip, one has a 4 pip, one has a 5 pip stop, and they have 8, 10, 12 take profits. You have 3 hotkeys running, and you just keep doing that, right? You keep on nailing what you perceive to be the proper size stop on the 1 minute bar. Candlesticks, it's hard to see. You can't really trade 1 minute candlesticks because you're saying, is that a hammer? I'm looking at the structure of closing prices, and I'm just marking off where the market pauses on close because the open doesn't matter. I only want high-low close. High-low close because open's redundant. That's 5 seconds. It's like 5 seconds before the top of the hour is the close is 5 seconds. The open, maybe set it to open. You could set it to open, I suppose, but set it to just 1 because open to close is just too close together. It's just nothing. It's 5 seconds. So here we're waiting for this to stabilize at the bottom range or just collapse into the void below us. So I'm basically back where I started. For a moment there, I was up. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to let it play out now. I think I would maybe add to. Well, the cheapest thing on the block. See, now I have to go with what my stop's telling me to trade. Really, at this point, now this is where you would take a trade plan, and now you look for a place to run it. So you either hard fit a risk plan. You say, I only want to risk $100 a day, and then you have to divvy that up into all the orders that you would place and how tight those stops would be. And that would be your trade plan for the day. So that's, as opposed to looking at the chart and saying, well, this looks like a good trade, and then getting into it and thinking, gosh, I mean, how much is this trade costing me? So before you start a business, you figure out, well, before you think about all the money you're going to make selling all your trinkets, you just say, well, how much is the electric bill? How much is rent? You paint the losing scenario, right? Because if you own a business, you're a loser. If you trade, you're a loser because it's costing you to be in business. Okay, this is a buy in the middle. This is all I got left here. So I'm going to just pile into this because the top of the hour is coming. And we're very close to the borderline, and everything else is too. The other currencies are too radically volatile for me to really trade with this order. So it's forcing me to trade to the order I wrote, trade to the ticket, trade to the plan I wrote. And I'm just saying that you would just look at it in a mass stance. You would just say, well, what does it cost me every day to trade to get stopped out? What does it cost me to get stopped out? And then what is my ratio? And then you'd say, well, with that tight a stop, like it's a ridiculous situation, right? So you sized your stop to the market, and since you're in a linear size, it's all one case, so you have a linear size there. Your only worry then is, okay, well, what's the math? If I hit that button, which I just hit that button like 4 times there, that's gonna cost me like $2, right? $2. $8 in the account right now. So this is the way to test the metrics on anything, right? You're sitting there and you're testing your skill level of, can you perceive a buying opportunity? can you trade? I mean, the 1 minute chart, let's face it, you need a tight stop because you're only looking to make 8 pips. So your ratio here is a little bit better. You know, it's like maybe not double your money, but it's maybe 30%. You'll make 30% if you're right. I don't feel like buying this thing, but I know this is such a radical. I guess I still have to wait. So here comes the top of the hour now, 5 seconds here. Okay, here comes the next bar. So was that the pullback? Are we done pulling back? It's been a 1 minute pullback. I say we're done pulling back on the euro yen. So I'm going to buy another one there. And I'm already loaded up here back at the now fair value. We're in the middle of fair value right now. We still haven't broke out on the bigger picture. But if you're in the big picture, you would say, well, I can see what the 1 minute traders would be buying here on this pullback, anticipating a breakout to higher highs and go back to the round number, which is up here. And here you can see you had a top bottom here. They pulled back, right? And people have loaded up. They put tight. As soon as it quiets down, everybody that trades really big puts in very tight stops. People that trade really big put in very tight stops. So you want to know what the big boys are doing? They're getting in super big with a tight stop, and they're looking to make 3 pips. They just made 2 million, whatever they made, right? And that's it. They're out. You could trade you could be in the market for 5 seconds or 3 minutes and make a bunch of money. But you got a super tight stop, super tight. And then you got to consider, well, you got to be good at getting into that trade. You got to sit here and stock the fuck out of that trade if you're trading at the market like that, or you put pennings in there. But you could do it here at dollar yen. You could put monster pennings here and just make you're only making 3 pips. At the end of the day, people, how many pips you make? Oh, I only made 10 pips today. They're like, good for you. I always like that when they cheer people on. You made 3 pips. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But can you imagine? You're in so big that a little move like that is, and I suppose that's what people that want to sit there and drill down into that one. I mean, you could still lose. I mean, your stop is, you're still going to lose like a chunk of money. If you're trying to make, 3,000, you're probably risking like $380 on that trade, really tight stop. But I don't know, that's, or you're just buying a 1K and waiting a week for the thing to make money. That would be the other option. Okay, looks like complete fizzle here. Still waiting for the top of the hour. Still can't seem to break out the highs here. So all this hemming and hawing here. And here, coming back to fair value. So the buy zone, to pull the trigger, you could mark that off, right? A disciplined trader would say, oh, I'm going to buy when it comes back here, just like a mental stop, a mental entry. Okay, looks like a little baby stop hunt here on the dollar yen. And that was a little kickback there. I wouldn't chase it now. This one's a buy. I think I got a little margin left. This one's a buy. I can't trade the pound. I mean, the pound to the yen, I can't see. I'm just going to get destroyed with my 3 pip stop. So I'll stick to I'll use them for reference of where I think the market's going, the yen's going against the other pairs. So I can load up on maybe the dollar yen. Of course, it could go complete opposite. But we're trying to hunt down this 127 and beyond to the round. Certainly to the round would be the cash out level for most people would cash out there. Most people in their right mind would cash out there, right? And then the rest, see, look at that, crushing me here on this dollar yen. And that's because it's better to go pound, get a wider stop for here and go pound to here, because there's more of a, you can see the yin yang between the pound and the thing here. I guess they didn't stop me out. I buy another one, fuck them. So I buy another one there because it just pulled back, and I really should have, if I had enough margin, I would have hit the button. Okay, it's right critical level here. Just about to take out the 1 hour charts, probably taking out the 15s. On the 1 minute chart, see, now they're trapping. So I could sell that if I haven't cashed out of that. Or I could have hit the take out profits key and intervene on top of my glorious 8 pip winning trade. Or I can, I'm not stuck. So I could have cashed out of that. And the 1 minute chart is so funny because you're like, wow, look at that pattern. Now it's like you're watching life in real, very quick time. Instead of waiting a 4 hour, so when you're watching the 1 minute chart, imagine this is the 1 hour chart. It's all the same thing. The market always does the same thing all over and again. It traps the top and it comes back to fair value. Then it ticks around at fair value. Then it comes out. Then it comes back in. It comes in and out of the zone of its. So if it's treading water, and it's accumulating or distributing, it's in that really kind of designed for people that are trying to make 8 pips. Yeah, the market's designed for those people. And then when the market really finally breaks out of what all that ranging that people have been making money off of, and it really makes a move. Okay, so dollar yen is finally taking off here. And so in the 1 minute pullback, right? 1 minute pullback. This would be, if this was an hourly chart, this would be an amazing setup. It always is, right? Comes back to where it was. People that sold it, people that sold it are making money, and maybe they're taking profits at that level. Or the guys that say that's a breakout, I'm going to buy on pullbacks. They're looking for it to come back into fair value, and they would get in. Okay, there's go. 1 minute, top of the hour. Here comes the 1 minute traders, the 1 hour traders. Everybody's on this. The thing why the top of the hour to me is so critical is because the 1 minute traders are the guys that are trading super big. It only makes sense, right? They're trading so big that they can push. They can just, and people say, well, they're pushing it in. No, it's because they're take profits. They're going to sell into that void, and maybe they're looking at that 1 minute going, holy shit, all we do is put a buy stop here. Now, the confirmation entry people are trapped, though. Like the people that traded a breakout here on the 1 hour, they're trapped. The 1 minute, we can see, oh boy, as soon as that, now, is this the big boys driving that into that void? Have they accumulated during this sideways? Of course. The people that, whatever's, it doesn't even matter. It's just the mob of people. The big boys is just a bunch of people. All it is a lot of volume. People say, well, look at all the volume on the chart. Well, yeah, there's plus what Bill Williams calls a squat, which is a lot of volume and the market's not moving. Now that's scary. A lot of volume and the market's not moving. See, they just went and nicked that again. They just broke it out. Can they plunge through? Now, if I go and let the MetaTrader be my ATR guide, see, this is only a 20 pip range here. Not the volatility that you would see on the, it's not the kind of volatility that you got on the other currencies. I mean, the Guppy's insane. Now, 140 on the Guppy is the really, we have to take out that 140 kind of for the euro yen to really break out, because see, they've trapped again, people. So if you're in really big, I mean, you're like, Jesus Christ, we're down like big right now. Like we missed our exit. People's take profits are set at that level. There's no secret in these markets. You're looking at everything's here. You can see the wicks down here. Right? Who's not buying down here? People are buying down there. I'm holding this, and this is starting to form a triangle right now. So we have a perfect triangle on close. We don't have it on, this is the inside closing prices. The other triangle would be off the wicks, but I want to look at the time one, because if you're a confirmation person, you're waiting for it to close above that and then go up. That's a typical scenario. See, now they trapped again here, pull back. Where would you buy? You would buy here after the stop hunt. Here too, you'd buy, so, oh man, I'm already in this trade in the middle. But see, you would have to sell that, and you'd have to have like a 5 pip take profit to really trade the 1 minute chart by every signal it's giving you. Now this looks like a buy here, but I don't have a wide enough stop to get in that. Came back. This is forming a triangle too. So everything's triangling out here. Big pullback there. Let's see if I can buy that. Okay. So I just bought this at the pullback. So they trap them. This is 2 minutes of pullback off the top. Now, is this going to be the real breakout? Because when it comes back to fair values, when you want to get in, you want to get in before the big breakout. So the big breakout's forming. Here was the pullback. We're looking to break this trend line, and okay, 5 minutes after the top of the hour, here comes the 5 minute traders. Now they'll rock it because the 5 minute traders. So all these things come in my what I perceive to be happening here is everything moves in concert. The 1 minute guys are looking at the thing. The 5 minute guys are like, holy shit, this thing's about to. Well, their systems are set. Everybody's system is set to realize that the best place to sell is at the top and the best place to buy is at the bottom, but it's of a range of a particular area. So you see that unfold. But then there's the range upon the range. You know, you're cut into this box view on the 1 minute chart, and you know, it's if you had like stochastics running or something, you'd lose your mind. I'm just looking at it from a structure standpoint and knowing what the bigger picture is. I can see the 4 hour charts. Okay. I have the 4 hour charts on another screen, so I know where I'm at in the context of the bigger picture, so to speak. The bigger picture just being the last 4 hours, or where the buy stops are stacking up in the 4 hour and where the sell stops are stacking up in the 4 hour. Can I get in before the breakout of those inside of the 5 minute or 1 minute fractals? Can I get in before that starts to unfold? So, and what can we hold into this every minute you're watching this? Of course, this is a little more exciting than watching the 4 hour chart, especially if you're scalping here with $9 in your account. Okay, this looks like a buy here. This looks like a stop on. I don't have enough margin, I guess. So you're really waiting for the final resolution of this range. Because one thing you know for sure, the market can't go sideways forever, so something's got to give. But before it gives, you could trade that zone. You could trade that zone before it breaks away. So you could be a scalper, still be aware of the fact that, you know, this can't, range trading is not going to go on forever here. You're not going to you can't just keep range trading it and making money. Something's going to have to happen. We're either we're distributing or we're accumulating. I suppose that would be the question. Which phase are we in? Are we accumulating or distributing? This looks like a buy here in the middle. Because they stopped me out, it freed up some margin. I shouldn't buy this, but I will because it's such a good. Oops, I guess I don't have enough margin for that. So that script's not going to run. I think I might have well, I'd have to get into some winning positions. So now I'm down 50% on the account. Just a huge. Okay, well, not much drama there. So I guess that's it. I guess we're just not going to be able to break out the high there. So the sellers won that. The people that sold the top of that range on that trap, they're winners on that. Where are they going to get out? They probably could get out right here at the next, well, we're below fair value now. A little bit deeper. So they want to run it to here. The bears want to run it all the way to here and just break out and keep tanking through the whole bottom of the day now. That's their dream. But I don't have enough free margin to buy anymore, so I just have to wait till they stop me out of something. But yeah, there's a lot of the people that trade really big. I wouldn't imagine somebody's going to sit here and just. But I think everybody combined into the trade, plus all the stops that get triggered, and everything just causes a. If people are buying and they have their stops so tight, that starts to fuel the move too. So I don't think they're out to get you. I don't think they're as flat. I still got $4 on the account. Okay, I got enough money here to buy this. That stop hunt right there. So I'm buying right at the lows there. And I guess I have to wait for that to ride because that's all I've got. There's the dollar. Yeah, now, had I sold at the top, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. You'd have to run like that, really. This is still tanking. Look how they range trade that. And so this is the all the way, and this is walk down into this. If you had a wide enough stop and you were trading smaller than I'm trading, I mean, if you're trading more money, you count. And you bought every minute this pulled back, and you're trying to load up for a breakout, a full-fledged breakout of that. So you could build into this on the 1 minute. You don't have to scalp it like, hey, I'm trying to make 8 pips. See, I'm totally flat now. Okay, so I'm going to buy this guy. I think I can buy one of those. So I have $3, about to blow up the account. So, because I have started with $9, risking 80 cents a trigger pull. I mean, do the math, right? That's 40 cents per. So can I make it all back? Yeah, as soon as the free margin comes available, and if you see the move going, then you would chase it. It's going up. You're on the 1 minute chart. You're like, okay. But maybe you'd want to have a bigger take profit on that or something, because once that kicks up, the volatility that kicks up, you could start launching swing trades, stuff with wider stops and stuff with bigger take profits on another script, and you can go into that mode where you're like, oh yeah, this is just nothing but sideways before a breakout, and there's going to be so you still have like 2 hours of about three hours of trading left. To resolve this this range here. Okay, I guess I ran out of margin, so I just have to wait for them to stop me out or something. So not a higher high. This whole walk down, not a higher high. Now, if you had a robot that was running a trailing buy stop here, and that's all he did, he would get filled if we should burst up. If we should go smacking up, and like this is just nothing but a walk down into the fair value. Same thing here. Your buy stop bot is stacking up here, not so much. It already broke out here. So this, you consider this to be a breakout right now. This thing's already broke out, and it's probably going to go lower. Like this could be where they trap your robot or trap that strategy. Here it hasn't. We haven't trapped yet. This will be the first breakout on the 1 minute, and this one's closer to it. This one actually is in an uptrend because it closed lower. It closed a little higher low there. A little bit pullback there, and this looks like first to go. No, see, it's not going to go. But your buy stop wouldn't have been triggered, so you had no exposure. Look at them crush it down here. Going after the low of that range now. Okay, these guys are tearing me up. These lawnmowers. I had to wait for the lawnmower men to leave the premises, but I was able to. So I didn't have any when we were down here. I didn't have any margin. Now this is the big breakout we're waiting for, but so I would have bought here right at the support level on the 1 minute chart before we took out the bigger time frames. And here, of course, right back, remember way back when here, so you would have loaded up on this walk down, and the robot got it right. The robot got it right as this trailing was coming down. So I bought this on pullbacks. Right here I bought, and right here I bought, but I had to wait for that to pause because I had that 3 pip stop problem. My stop's so tight. So I've been trading this in a trend mode here, buying on pullbacks. But I'm up about $1. But I got a bunch of free margin. I'm in 2 positions waiting to get stopped out. With that tight stop, see, they just stopped me out. So I'm just in this. I have to wait for this to pull back to this area here. This could still stop me out. I think I'm in 2 tickets right on the right on that same line, because it says I'm using that much margin. Okay, so I'm ready to pull a trigger here. Try to nail that as it comes into that top. This looks like they're going to crush me. I've got to stay above this 128. Gotta stay above the round here. Okay, that looks like a buy. I kind of missed. I should have maybe nailed it as it was coming into that. This one I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna lay it on this one entry too. So as it's coming, as it's stopping down, as it's going down on that 1 minute, you have to buy it. So everything was going in concert there against the yen. If they unravel this yen, this is a typical yen trade. They take it down all week and on Friday it engulfs. This almost happens every week as a routine now, but I'm not saying you can count on this trade all day long, all week long. But it just seems like that's how it goes. It's just the yen, then on Thursday or Friday, it starts to retrace. And maybe it's a carry trade or what they call it. But certainly this breakout here, had you gotten trapped here and you put too tight a stop, so if your strategy, this is why I say backtesting doesn't work. The reason why backtesting will never, ever, ever work to see what you really make money, because what if you traded breakouts on the robot and the robot took a breakout and it's like put too tight a stop in? That was a good breakout, but what if he breakout here, his stops down here, doesn't make money on that trade. Oh well, I'm gonna buy these at the market because it's a trend trade. 1 minute trend. So I'm expecting the 1 minute trend to go in and try to take out the go another 20 pips on this currency and another 20 pips on, say, here. So I'll take it to the top of the chart as my exit. I'm just trend trading the 1 minute chart really, because I have a 3 pip stop. I can kind of do it. Now look at that. It's just ridiculous stop, right? But hey, it kept me from blowing up the account. Look at the bright side, right? If I traded without a stop, I would totally be gone. Totally be gone. We still got to get that one more gust to win. Now here is the critical 3 minutes before the 35 after. So it's bottom of the hour, and I don't exactly know where the bottom of the hour is in this chart, but as the closer you get to noon o'clock, and then the closer you get to noon 30, then that's going to be another situation, another window of... it looks like somebody cut their hand off cutting the lawn. I told you those weed whackers are dangerous, you know. Probably because some guy's trying to get his wife to cook him breakfast. They took domestic abuse with a weed whacker. I'm waiting to see that story in the news. How about a guy? You know, doesn't it's cliche to run over people with a car? Don't you think we should come at? Where's the guys with the Cub Cadets with the blades flipped open forward? Where are the true terrorists? You're going to use a car? Man, really? Like, how about a golf cart with like a rocket pack on it? How about a smart car? A smart car filled with bowling balls, loaded with them. Okay, we're trend trading the 1 minute chart. Come on, people. Push it up there. You can do it. Come on, I know you can. Here comes we need the big boys to come in and push it over the top. Where's the big boys? You can do it. Come on. Come on, people. You know who you are. Come out of the closet and pull the trigger. So, just forever, the trend, actually the dollar yen, I mean, the dollar yen has probably the smoothest, kind of cleanest uptrend there. The euro and the pound certainly. Wow, look at this top bottom here. Now, you know the big boys pulled the trigger there. The mob traders, the guys that trade with the big cigars. They got in there. They scalped. They're out. It looks like they're going to stop me out now. Chasing that trend there. So here's the problem with trend trading. First problem, how do you know when the trends don't? You don't. Certainly, this has got to be wave 3 here. This is wave. So if we go into wave 4, we're fucked. With a 3 pip stop, if we go wave 4 here, we're fucked. Like if this tries to consolidate for one last gust. Okay, well, there you go. 5 minute traders are in. So if we go to the 5 minute chart, we can see why we shouldn't be buying that, right? So you're trading true range breakouts. As soon as you go to the 5 minute chart, you're talking true range breakout trading, aren't you? Look at all this stuff I did down here on the 1 minute, and we have to hold above the. So time frame, this is all built on the 1 minute. This is the trap below. This is the auction entry. If you go to the 15 minute, You have no business trading with a 3-pip stop on the 15-minute, right? Where's your signal? I mean, you're waiting for the true range to get quiet on the 5-minute, if anything. So the 5-minute traders are looking for this true range to die down, and they're going to use a stop accordingly. So that's what I should do. If I was at a 3-pip stop, I know I can only trade this right now. I can buy this at the market because my stop is somewhere near, like, not even near the bottom of the last bar. So it's kind of screwy. And that's why you'd have to wait for the true range to die down and maybe have a buy stop above here, but I don't like that entry. Like, I would just try to anticipate the breakout, and I would buy when the market's in fair value, which is when the market's quiet, really. Anytime the market's quiet or back into like a doji, at the end of a doji, you've just closed at fair value based on the last range, right? See, they just stopped me out of this stupid. Now, on the 1-minute chart, it's going to look like the trend's total. This is going into wave 4 now. This is going into a big consolidation. So that rides over, and this was the strongest one. So, of course, it's the one that you would want to scalp in a sell situation. This one is pulled back to the top bottom on the 1-minute. You can't see this on the 5. The top becomes a double bottom here. It's got to hold this, otherwise it's doomed. So if it starts to kick down and run out of gas and start to go down here, it's going to probably either drip down all the way into that hole, or it's going to slam down into that hole. Here's a setup on the 1-minute. Top become a bottom, and here it's kind of pulled back. Like this, you have to run a very very tight stop. So you buy this, that's a pullback maybe. This is too tight a stop. But you only look to make 8 pips, so maybe go for a 5-pip stop to make 12 pips. But now you got to wait longer for that setup. You got to wait more between trigger pulls because now you're risking more per trigger pull. Your bullets are bigger. You need to be looking for bigger game, like you're trying to elephant hunt. Get the elephant gun out, and it's like very. So this is like a little pea shooter. This kind of trade here. Now they're about to stop me out of that. This is too tight. But hey, they could not stop me out. If I'm good at entering if you're scalping, you'd really have to be on that 1-minute chart if you're trading at the market kind of scalping. Now, you could put scalp banks in. You can put orders really deep in the market that are designed to scalp. They have predetermined ratios and pips there that just magically the market spikes down and retraces, and you've made money. The depth you place that is certainly critical, right? To put that in the right depth. I mean, here it would have made, you could have had a plunge order here to buy this whole plunge. It's like a pure limit bank here with a stop at the bottom of that pool of orders. And your take profits are not only somewhat to the top of that, but all the way up. It's just a big trend limit bank. So like this, I could put this in here and just drop all these. So I think these are single Ks. Start right here. And market plunges in that, comes back out. That's my trade, right? The plunge retrace. Or do I buy at the market now because I don't think they're going to go down there? So you have this buy limit bank below you and you're scalping. So you have a retracement backup plan. In case you're wrong, they blow out your stop, and now you know it's really going to smash down. Because you can see it kind of, you can see, well, you know what, then we're really in trouble. It's going to smash down. So you put in, say, a couple K here, right in this order block there. Your order block, and your stop is really liberal here. Okay, so this is the buy at the market, buy at the market, buy at the market. We're rounding the top of the hour. Here comes the 5-minute traders have broke out of their 5-minute range now, right? We don't have to go to the 5-minute chart. We know, we did it here. We know when we're on the 1-minute chart, if we see it going up, we're probably taking out the 5-minute, taking out the 3-minute bar, whatever that is. Now we have to get follow through. This has to keep going up. Otherwise, we're doomed. This has to be the pullback wedge triangle before the last gust of wind up, and then you close out the day, maybe drift up. Right now, we're at serious resistance levels. on the larger time frames. And here we're just screaming north like ridiculously, right? So I'm going to buy here. I'm going to buy here. I think they stopped me out of something. So I'd had to rewrite the script. And I'd had to not trade three currencies. Because see, now I'm not really making any money now. I had to wait for the market to go my way. I'm in what I'm in. Waiting to... so I had my limits pending here. So what if I came in with a limit and traded the limits instead of market order scalping? It looks like this because you don't have to be here. These are like 8-hour entries. So this is what that would look like. And you would just do the math on how much money's in the account. And now you have this waiting for these to fill. If they don't fill, you can step in the market and buy it. I think it just got filled here, right? So ideally, you don't sit there and try to do everything at the market. Do stuff on limits. You can perceive a stop hunt coming, so you just put a trailing limit in here like this, right? And you can see your ratios here. You can go to pick out the one that fits the situation. You perceive a big plunge coming off of this number. You put a plunge bank in there. It comes in, it sweeps out, and you made money. So if there was enough money in the account, I know that I could probably walk away from this thing, come back, and if it sweeps through these orders and stuff, I would make money. But it's like playing three chess games here, the way I got the three currencies going. So you have to be thinking of like terms like this. Oh, I got an order here, I got an order down here, and let it stop that thing out, and then goes flat, then you pick up this order bank, right? Let that stop out, come flat, come pick up this order bank. If there was a ton of money in the account, sure, you're going to lay in a huge, I'm going to buy at the market here because we got a double bottom. Buy again. So I'm going to load up here for my whole 8-pip winner. And maybe this, see, the thing is that if I'm long this and this thing goes for a pullback, then I get filled on the limits there. So it's this kind of orchestration trading. This guy's doing that guy's doing that. This guy comes back into this. So you have that effect too. And we have that ability to trade those two different ways and practice trading like that. 1 minute chart, $9 in the account. So if I blew up this account, would it piss me off? Well, what if the only money I had, it would piss me off because I'd be like, well, I can't even trade now. Something's going to give here by the top of the hour. So here comes we're challenging the high of the day now. Can we keep going up? Is this the next wave? If that was wave 4, this is wave 4 because it chopped me. How do you know it's wave 4? You're getting stopped out. This is my Elliott wave analysis. This is wave 4. This is wave 3, 4, 5 would be but maybe you get an extension. Here's wave 4. We can all see the wave 4s here because they're wedges. This is broken out of the apex of wave 4. This is breaking out up again. So there she blows. Now they're trapping people up here. So could I sell off the top of that? Well, I think I just took profits up there. Not doing my account any good. I think I would take profits here. Just about to get hit. Or these take profits are from the limit orders, so they're really not. So if I came under the limit now with a 20 pip stop to make 10, maybe I put it right here on the top of this. So if we came back, if this is a trap and we come back in, I can get in. It can get in here, right? You're playing back and forth, the back and forth game, so to speak. But like I said, I'm long. See, if I could still be long this, I could make 20 pips. So you'd think, well, you know what? I got to write a script with a damn 10 pip stop because I'm just totally not making the money I should make there. See, now I'm out with $8. Problem there is bad stop sizing. But just you needed to have a 5 pip stop or an 8 pip stop to make 15. But now you got to make sure you don't keep hitting that button. because you'll load as the market's walking back and you're building a position with a 10 pip stop, you can do some serious damage to the account, right? If you're over eagerly trying to get it. So this is wave 5 here. I can sell that at the market, right? Sell that at the market right here at the trap. I got 3 pips stop on that. So it's got to pull back, stop going up. But it could be a ferocious move. Don't forget, this is that classic Friday where the thing just totally goes down, down, down all week. Well, it goes down for, say, 2 or 3 days. Then on Friday, man, I'm telling you, the insane squeeze that comes, short squeeze that comes on that. Okay, so maybe they've trapped people that are on the 1 hour charts now. See this wick back here. So this wick top here and this spinning top, this doji here, they trapped this window here. So the sellers came in really heavy with their sell banks up here. See, that was the exit window, right? This is the place they started selling. So that's, but the 1 minute view, like there's a whole world living inside of that. Now here that looks like a buy at the market, right? I sold, but I'm going to buy back. So I'm going to hedge and buy at the market here. I'm going to go to the 1 minute chart again. Okay. Going to pull back there and buy one more. So I guess I'm not using a bunch of margin because I'm going to hedge now with that sell I put in. So I'm up on that sell. As this pulls back, I can buy because I'm actually up on that sell. Okay, buy another one. So I'm hedged into that. They'll stop out that 8 pipper if we can go up another 10, 20 pips here and get a big slam. Get one more slam before the top of the hour, and then it's 12:30. Probably that'll be about the end of the move, I think. Maybe it drifts after that, but I think most of the money that you would make would be there, and it'd be the end of the end of the party. Party's over. So after hours parties that's where you get in trouble. That's where you start losing money, renting hookers and trying to force yourself to have fun. This is the, so that's wave 4. This is wave 5. One more, that would be the last pullback. On the 1 minute, as you come into the top of the hour, maybe you can make it to, well, the goal is certainly to make it to the 128.50, I would say, typically. Actually, I think the goal is to take out the 4 hour bar. There's like 20 hours of wicks here stacked up. There's a lot of pressure there. So certainly 28.60 would be a great target. 28.60 up here. Just goes slamming up there, and then it just comes flying back. So people sell up into that. People cashing out. Everybody cashing out of their winners causes the market to move the other way. There is no big boy. There's just a mob of really ridiculous people, and of course there's always the outlier, the fucknut that would drive a car into people. I just don't get this. What I don't understand about terrorism is, what is the goal? It's kind of like, I always ask that about like a parasite. When you get pneumonia, you think, well, what does this bug think he's going to do? Start running for president once he kills me? Like, what is the goal of these parasites? I think maybe they're just attention whores. Like, what you want to join? Okay, say join ISIS. Come with us. See, we blow shit up. Wow, is that what we're going to do on weekends after I join? Yeah, pretty much. What we do is we build these pipe bombs. It's really cool. I guess I can't even say that word right because they would. I don't even hear anybody say that word anymore. That's probably turned on every filter in the world. Right? YouTube's scanning for. But the. I'm I don't know. It's just, what are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? So we're waiting for this thing to continue another 30 pips up, smash up, and then we're cashing out, and then we're getting stopped out of our cells. I'm still in the cells over here, so I'm still in a hedge. Okay, so the sellers are coming up there. I'm going to sell one. And I guess it didn't cost me anything, margin-wise. Okay, waiting for that big slam to 128.60. 128.60. Or maybe 129 on the euro yen. But the top of the hour is coming, so there's a big panic. This guy has yet to break out this area from previous that previous rally. Okay, if they all move in concert now against the yen, it should be quite the delightful smash. Clean up, bam. Okay, they're going after the wicks. They're going after the high of the 8-hour wicks now. Okay. We just got to clear the trees there. 128.60. I guess I'm out of whatever I'm in. See that's because I didn't have it very good. Take profits too shallow. 8 pips, really. Okay, we're looking for total engulf here. Now we're coming after those wicks on the 4-hour. See, we're marching towards these, and this would be the ultimate exit. Is going to be the 4-hour doji here. This window. I don't know if we can hit it, but right here. It'd be great to just smack into that right now. That's where my take profits are. My greediest exits right there. Smashes in there, boom, we're out. See you, bye. Actually, everything from this wick to here, I'm getting out. To just punch through those tickets, and as the top of the hour comes, okay, sellers would be coming in right there. I'm going to fix the scale here. See where the sellers should start right here. This would be where the bears have their, and this is the first breakout on the 4 hours, so we're kind of shearing off all these money management stops. And we could get some drama as we clip into those, and then of course there's going to be sellers coming in at this wick here. You got to figure, right? All right, so this could be a complete engulf of the week, of the day. The stock market is probably going up. I notice the stock market moving with the yen pretty much in, not perfect sync, but pretty much in sync. Okay. So I'm just going to move my stops up into 128.50, 128.60. Oh, you could take it to 129. It's not like that hasn't happened. So the sellers should come in there. Will they come in? Can they come in? Wow. Pretty brutal, huh? And target being up here. And it's not like this currency can't do it. This is a highly volatile currency, euro to the yen. Sellers are coming in, though. 5-minute window. 5 minutes before the top of the hour. Just got to clip the. Just got to clip about 10 pips up here, and just get a panic squeeze. Really. So far, anybody that sold this breakout just made 10 pips. So imagine you had an order there. You'd had to have the target set at 10, because if you had a target at 20 and a stop at 10, you may never realize your profit. But you knew this is a big contention point. And this is where a lot of people would actually say, well, I'm going to buy. Look, it's making higher highs. I mean, at this point, maybe it's just being fueled by all the robots that have stops there. You know, because people are short, and they're like, I put in protection stops, and we'll see what happens, and all that, right? So that may be what's fueling that. But we don't care much about that. We know that exists, and everybody's aware of that area. And we made it. So we made it through this price. Everybody's aware of this breakout. If you went here long, because you know what? The robot would have gone long there, the 4-hour robot. He's long now, and he's looking for this to continue. And that's his first signal because there's not a higher high on the 4-hour chart. They're all lower highs, right? It always confuses me. Every time I say that, I think I'm going to lose my mind. Lower highs. You have to have a different name for the high part. You need two different names. They have to come up with new trading words to describe a higher low, lower high, because I guess they call it LH, HL. It's like Morse code. You got to learn that whole thing, and then you got to okay, well, that was module 1. Higher high, higher low, low, low. You have to say that. You have to read it to get your license to trade. You used to have these levels, so many licenses, broker license. You have to be able to recite that quickly. That's a sobriety test. Trading sobriety test, drinking and scalping. My tequila buddy would drink and scalp. He would drink and swing trade. Amazing. Yeah, look, big pullback here. Chance to get long. So if I wanted to buy the pullbacks here on the limits, since I didn't blow up the account, is pretty much where I started. I could just do this and put them in and walk away. Less stress, less. Here's the 1 minute chart here. So you just put the limit grids down there and walk away. Right here, I'd say this is a good place to get back in. You can see my take profit. If I want to be more aggressive, I just keep coming closer in. All right, just come closer in. Here, maybe you put a big dense pack deep where the stops are. Okay, so buy at the market here, right, on the 1 minute. It's walked down. We have another wave 4. Another pullback wedge. Here's a 1 minute wedge forming at the breakout point. So everybody went long here, and the people that typically confirmation traders are getting in now. Breakout comes back to where they would have broke out. This confirmed it's a breakout. But what happens if they buy here and it comes smashing back in the fair value all the way deep? That can happen too. So anything can happen. And at least they're not paying this price up here, right? Or at least they're not, maybe they're adding to their position. Here you could actually scalp that burst with a buy stop right at the borderline. You could have scalped that burst, but then what, right? So you'd have to take profits here. Otherwise, you're all back to the starting gate. And if your stop's here, you're just sitting there. Like if your target was here, you're like, oh, geez. So having a button that makes 5 pips, 8 pips, and whatever that pip is, you'd have a button that does that. And then you just, here you would hand place your orders at the critical levels. And here you might have a buy stop button that just starts trailing buy stops in case it keeps tanking, so you confirm for that little bit of a move here, and here it's your limits are going to pick up in case they go after these stops here. So whatever stops people have, maybe your buy stops are stacking up here. You're waiting for one last. Your target's got to be here or beyond. Here, if you're selling, your target's going to be here, all the way back to the starting gate. Certainly, right? All the way back to the... wait, let's zoom out. Shit. Oh, I'm still in paint mode here. Let me zoom out and get the same crunchiness on each chart. So here we have the same... another triangle for me. Plus the true ranges, the ATRs died out. There's no pullback to the starting gate here. This one pulled back to the breakout point, and this one's way above. So this one's very strong, not so strong, and pretty strong. Definitely the yen against the European. The European market's about to close, so maybe that's why there's more drama there. But everything's just about to close. So we come to the bottom of the hour, and this has been the last kind of gust of wind you can get out of these markets, because it just really kind of dies out. After 3 p.m. will definitely be the final nail in the coffin. So about 3 hours, the whole party's over. And that's just how it rolls, unfortunately. And Friday has been quite the retrace day, at least for the yen. But any day can be a retrace day. I mean, if you come out of, I mean, you have a trend for 3 days and then trend down. On 4-hour trend down, then engulfs the whole thing. But that's what it's doing on that 1 minute walk down, and then shears out all of that triangle above us. So your Gartley is this void above you. You have to clean this void out, or you're going to come into this. You're coming into this area right here. You're backfilling into here, but this is the you're looking for the market to fill this void here. And of course, all the resistances are going to be the previous supports. The tops became bottom on the 1 minute. The stairway to hell. The drift down, and you can run tighter stops here. So the big boys are in on this trade, and so everything syncs together. That's the 15-minute traders. You can see their signals showing up, and everything comes together. And so the 10-minute traders here. So you got 10-minute traders are coming in. You broke out on the 5-minute chart. And if the whole day is going to be, if this is the pause before one more move, there's always either one more move up or down. If Elliott wave, you're counting 5, but he has this extension thing, so, he'll put extensions in your hair, right? If your hair's not long enough, or just wear a hat. Wear a hat that looks like just a dreadlock hat, just built in. The Ronco dreadlock hat. Buy 2 get 1 free. We also get the hat, the beer mug that sits on top of the and feeds you beer through straws. I'm sure you can get that online. Although you probably have a bunch of people suing because they broke their neck. They put too much beer in the thing, and the company's out of business now. Too many lawsuits. Yeah, so if your goal in life is to take the Rubik's Cube and see how quickly you can unravel it, I'd say if you can do that, you should be able to trade Forex with a breeze. I've always wondered how you do the Rubik's Cube. Maybe there's a thing online showing you how to cheat, but when I first had that thing, I said there must be a better thing to do today. Like as soon as I hit a brick wall on something, I guess it's the path of least resistance theory of life, is as soon as you hit a brick wall, you're like, I think I'll move on. Give me a different topic. The Rubik's Cube. A puzzle that you don't get paid for. How much time? I always thought when I'm working on it, I thought, I put this in the work category, and this is not the fun category. This is work. Can somebody please pay me to play with the Rubik's Cube? So waiting for the market to unfold. The last possible trend left, the trend is your friend till it's not, trade of the day. Entering on the 1 minute Elliott wave theory. Elliott wave with a twist. When Elliott, it's so funny because there's no doubt that the market's moving up and down and creates these waves, but it's so funny that people would say something about it, and all of a sudden people are like, wow, really, this guy's really onto something. Like, this Elliott wave something. But the Elliott wave really is supposed to be conceptual. I mean, wave 4 is supposed to be consolidation. It's not really a pattern. It's just, it means the market's going sideways. It's just a flag. That's all it is. Same with wave 2. It's just wave 2 is supposed to be a fast pullback, or be a pullback that causes wave 3. But wave 3 is where it's the biggest wave. Because after something like that, what else is there? It's going to quiet down, and then be maybe one last follow through, a drift, completion to a trend. Or it's just screaming very brutally. I mean, on the 1 minute chart, when the news comes out, you can see where you could have got in, but you would have had to have the stop ready. And it's just inconceivable that you could trade a highly volatile market with a 3-pip stop. It just seems inconceivable. I mean, if it's swinging around in 40 pips a second, like when the election was. I don't know if anybody watched the market when the elections came out, but you're talking about something that if you had a 20 pip stop, you had to wait to the market to calm down before you could run that. It's not to say you couldn't have traded it with 100 pip stops and said, I pulled the trigger 3 times this last hour and made $30. Like if you would have prepared for the insanity and say, yeah, I'm in here, but geez, my stop is so deep, I don't care. I guess the fundamental view of trading the market is a very laid back, distant view of things and saying, well, occasionally we make money here. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Just depends what day it is. When Jed gets back from he's hunting mink. He's trying to build a mink coat for his wife because he did the math. He found out that mink coats are so expensive. Shit. See all the pet mink. Animal rights people are coming after him. So pulling back to the, be a real man. Get some minks and then buy your wife a mink coat. That'd be funny to see that. So we broke out. Is this the shoulder? Are we going to tank? Or is this breakout pull back to the breakout line? Maybe it's giving up the ghost for the day. Somebody made money in that burst to the retest of this high. They probably cashed out. I'd say anybody that bought that pullback, their first target was probably right here where they clipped the trees. All right, everybody got out there. Wave 1. So an Elliott wave, starting a new Elliott wave all over. 1, 2, 3 should be the biggest wave. Should take us to here. Should take us to, and if we can take this out with velocity, because 15-minute traders are on board now. We're waiting for the last, right at the bottom of the hour is the last bit of the symphony, last movement, so to speak. Going after this and maybe a high volatility squeeze, aha moment. We didn't make it. So you only made 10 pips on the pullback off those 4-hour wicks. If you can imagine the 4-hour wick chart while you're looking at this chart. And this is still the high of the day to be challenged over here too. So who trips the wire first? So right now this is resistance up here. This is resistance, that's resistance. I'm going to wait for that to get chopped out. So we need to have a short squeeze, panic ensue here. The bulls have to step in. So they're in on the dollar yen right now. And they haven't really... The dollar yen's closest to taking out the high of the day, I think. So they might lead the pack, lead the party. You got to pull back here in the 1 minute. So I can buy at the market there. Now that the market's calmed down, we can step in and... trade it maybe with this little baby stop. It's only good for this situation though. It's ridiculous, right? So we just have to be very selective with this 3 pip stop. That's perfect setup there. Pulled back, broke out, pulled back to the breakout point of this double top. So these inflection points, this pivot, it's unfolding minute by minute. Now, if this is a trap, it's just going to be like, that's it. We're going down. This is the shoulder of a bigger picture. This is the shoulder of the chart. Now you can see the shoulder on the 15, maybe the 5. This is the head. This is the shoulder. And people are saying, well, this is what these powered trading people call. This is the 2618 trade, but that's just one trade. You're selling the shoulder. Yeah, I got it right. You got to stop here. You're selling here. But how much are you risking on each one of these trades? And are you able to trade all different stuff that's going on? See, they just stopped me out. Are you able to trade all these different things? Have a buy limit here, do the trap trade to here, do the trap trade to here. Can you trade that stuff? Can you trade that? Because saying that you're going to sell here because this is the shoulder and put a stop here and then you risk the ranch and you sell here and they stop you out and they keep stopping you out. And there's this bottom just became a top. If you're watching the 1 minute chart, you would just buy at the market, right? On that right now. So you'd buy at the market here, and you'd buy at the market here, right? And you'd buy at the market there. presupposing you had a, I'm not in trade mode here. Presupposing your stop was wide enough, right? Which mine isn't. So I just bought all three across the board. If I have a wider stop there, I'd be able to survive it. So you're just waiting again. And so here comes the next chunk of 5-minute traders. And so the 5-minute bar, the 5-minute chart looks like this. It's just this little area here. So you can just draw your own 5-minute chart right there. It's this range. Okay, so we're caught in a range here. This is the 5-minute chart when you box it. There's your 5-minute box. Because if I go over that color, it inverts it. Just got a trip over the high of the day there. Right around the bottom of the hour, and maybe there'd be a spike at the bottom now, and then that's pretty much kind of it, really, unless we can get some drama here out of the end of the day. But it's kind of over. Most people are probably cashed out here that got in really deep. They're probably out of the market, I would say, at this point. They made quite a bit of money. If they started buying new lows and they just traded the swing and golf, if they got in on breakouts on the smaller time frames, they made money. And just seeing that literally, when you go down so fast, so hard, you have to expect that there's a equal and opposite reaction. So when the volatility is really huge, you would have to trade smaller to endure the punishment of the moves. If you wanted to make the same amount of money between a scalper's world and a swing trader's world is like just two different lifestyles. I mean, you literally don't have, a swing trader's not going to do this 1-minute chart thing, but he could look at it and go, oh, I'll stay in that swing trade because based on what I see here, it looks like, it looks like a good, looks like it's still going, signals here. Plus, you're crashing through the 1-hour charts, right? Swing trader is looking at the 1-hour chart and saying, how close are we to the bottom of the range on the weekly or on the 4-hour? And is it going to hold that range? When it goes to the breakout level and nobody comes in to follow through that breakout and it stalls out and there's that aha moment, everybody's like, it's not really the big breakout we thought it was. Like everybody's expecting this one level threshold. When it gets tripped, that the whole world's going to unravel. And it does. It gushes into that void, right? But what if it just dips into the void and then there's like really not a lot of people come in? And based on the fact of based on the fact of what you perceive to be, well, how are you going to, that's a window to get in. So the edge window is funny because you're getting in right where it really could break down and just go zooming out. But if you have stops in, why would you care? So if you have stops in and you have limit orders deeper, the idea is that you get stopped out, limit orders deeper, but then you have to watch the market. That you would have to babysit the entry because you have to say, you know what, it's not coming down. It's just a fake out. You kind of have to be there to watch a fake out because otherwise you'd have to have limits packed in there right at the edge. And you're going to sell into that? Well, what's your percentage of buys to sells set up? Which direction are you really trying to trade? Then it matters, right? You can't put some labyrinth of orders in there that are so hedged out that they just end up backfiring on each other and just driving each other into madness. And to just, I just got out of I just saw how you blow up a martingale hedge account. So I had this demo I'm in right here. And I didn't understand when I watched these stats on these robots that, hey, this thing's making all this money. And then I realized that it said that that my profits were something on there. But I noticed when I got out of the profits that it didn't really help the account very much. So it's funny because I was in profits on a hedge. And I thought, God, once I cash out of these profits, my balance is going to go up. But it didn't. So I don't usually hedge the market. I just kind of trade in one direction. But I don't really... I can't really figure out how much I'm long and how much I'm short. I can calculate how much I'm in one direction, but I can't really calculate all that stuff with all these orders. Like, I don't want to look at the screen and think some of those are sells and some of those are buy. If they're above and it's a pure limit setup, I'll know that the ones above are sell limits. So that I would know. So if I want to put a scalp bank above, because I don't know, there's really no way to, if you spread the orders out thinly, right, you have layered trade plans. They're all coexisting. You know, this is a coexisting. You have all these different religions on your bumper sticker, but you're still like cutting people off in traffic. So, you know, all these different trade plans exist simultaneously. So you have this, you have that, and it's all layered in there. And of course, that would probably mean you would have to let it play out. But you could still come in on top of the market. So all your stuff's laid in. You got limit grids. You planned out the whole day limit-wise. And now you got your finger on the trigger. Hey, can you make any money just sitting here? And then you would have that strategy running on top of all these limits laid out. Or stops, whatever, had breakouts. Maybe you're pressing buttons to stack up. I just wrote a script that puts in a buy stop on a 10K. Hard stop entry with a hard stop connected to each ticket. So each ticket has the same stop. It's set up when the market trips 2 pips or more, it comes in. So each ticket has its own take profit, which is different, but the stops are the same for each ticket. So hard stop across 10 tickets, then you're going to take 10, 12, 14, all the way to 30 pips out. So it just, as the market makes that burst, by the time you get to 30 pips, you don't have to. You've pretty much made 8K, whatever that is, dollar-wise. And you put that on a hotkey. Now, that's quite an extreme script, I'd have to say. Maybe you start with it just a sell stop to make X. But then when you get more money in the account, you could just add one more ticket to that script. So say I had a buy stop script like that on here. And a buy stop, you know, I don't want to babysit this, come back in 15 minutes if it keeps going up. It's so quiet here. The market is so quiet. Look how quiet we got just before this breakout on the 1 minute. The bottom of the hour is coming. Big freak out. Are we going to spike up and finish off the day? One big spike up, or is it over? Is it just going to drift here and just be like, well, nobody's going to see that? Now they did break out on the pound to the yen. We broke out. We got that going for us. So this is leading the pack right now. This looks next to follow, and this one is the runner-up. So if you're the cheapest one to buy right now would be the one in the middle, or the one that hasn't quite left the station. And this is the only time I can use a stop because the market's so quiet right now. Now here's the breakout of this little micro wedge here. We have a double top. We have a breakout on the 1 minute. Here we have tops become bottoms, so up the stairway. Looks hell-bent on another 30 pips. As you come into the bottom of the hour, big psycho move. Bam. Bank the whole thing, walk away, go get drunk. It's Friday. Just go get hammered. So that would be now here comes the euro yen about to break out. Get some follow through out of the. So I'm going to buy this while I can because this hasn't broke out yet. So I'm going to load the wagon on this last trade. See if I can scalp this thing out and make some money on this damn thing. Then I would cancel all my pending limits, walk away. Okay, we're crushing through here. Possible smash to 129.80 and then some. Okay, so I would move up my orders to 129. We could get a big slam to 129 here, possibly. Okay, still got 2 minutes before the bottom of the hour, so we could get some psycho spike. I don't know what it is about 12:30 but there's something about that number on the clock. Okay. Something out of Europe, I think. So that could be a factor. So 29, I'm going to 29 on my take profits. Then I'm going to close all. Okay, so you have 1 minute left to the top of the hour. And so we're going to wait for one more minute. But in the meantime, I'm looking at 129 even-ish, 128.90. Get out. Okay, but I got my finger on the take all profits key in case I don't hit that. Okay, so we made 14. There we go. So now it's a winning day. I'm going to close everything out of the pendings. So I don't have any exposure to risk now. There you go. So we made 50%. Bingo, bango. So there you go. That's the trade.